Hi, I'm Loretta Lewis, and this is Chair Yoga. Welcome to the Pikes Peak Library presentation weekly of Chair Yoga. I'm really grateful you could join us. So in the past few weeks, I've been showing you different positions, and I've been taking it pretty slow, been showing you how to do them if we don't get off the chair, and showing you how to do them when we do get off the chair. And I started off slow, showed you about breath. So I'm going to begin doing something a little bit different today. And that is, I'm going to speed up the warm-ups and speed it up a little, add a couple of new things, but nothing that I haven't shown you before during different times. So if I'm doing something off the chair, like when we move to the standing positions, because we will, after we do all of our warm-ups and get ourselves nice and loose, when we move to those positions, I would like, if you cannot do standing things and you have actual weaknesses in your legs, then I'd like you to do the sitting things. And we went through those last week. So if you are a person who cannot stand up and have some balance from the chair, please go back to last week's class, that'd be number 3, and look at what we do on the chair. So I hope that's really clear for you. And then please come back and do everything with us. Anything that you can. I'd like you to take your time, know your body, and please take care of yourself. If you know you have weak shoulders, don't do the things that feel bad to you, please. And the same with your legs. If you know you've got weak knees and you don't want to stand up or you can't stand up, stay on the chair. But otherwise, let's move forward and start opening up our body, and let's begin with our breath. So remember, to begin with, we're going to notice our breath. And then we're going to start deepening it. And we're going to start to feel the breath moving through our bodies. So let's do a few, let's say 4 really great breaths, and just take in as much as you can possibly take in, and you can let it out your mouth or your nose, either way that feels more releasing. So let's begin. And build yourself up into the deep breath. Feel the breaths begin to loosen your body. And let's begin with our arms. Arms out and up, here, out and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, now we're going to come down and we're going to say out and in, out and in. Keep your breath with you. All right, now we're going to bring your hands to the front. Clasp them with your fingers interwoven. Then turn your hands inside out and push them forward and bring them up to the top. Raise your head, bring your arms in back of your ears, and look up at your palm, at the back of your hands. This is the high altar prayer position hands. You're offering, you're accepting. And come on back down. And let's come back, put our hands on our knees, and let's do a few goddess circles. Around, back, to the side, articulating with our ribs, coming all the way around, starting to warm up our back a little. All right, come on to the back and stop and go in the other direction. One more. And come to the front, back to center, and stop. Bring yourself to stillness. Before we go too far, I think what I'd like to say here is I've been questioning about how you guys feel about us chanting Om at the beginning and at the end, but it's yogic tradition. And so I would like to keep including that with our classes, with one Om in the beginning and one Om at the end. And the reason for that is that the vibration of the sound of Om puts us all into the same frequency, for a better want of word, to begin our practices. So let's take a deep breath in and let it all out, and then let's chant one deep, long, resounding Om. All right, take your right hand and put it on your left knee. Bring your left arm to the back of your chair, and let's do some chair twists. Deep breath in and turn from the ribs. Keep your breath with you. One more deep breath here. And come on around. Your left hand goes to your right knee. Right arm goes over the chair. Deep breath in and turn. Keep your head loose. One more deep breath in and come on back around. And while we're here, let's take our legs hips width apart. And remember how you can find that. You can bring your two fists down and put them here and bring them up, and that's one way. Or you can take your toes and bring them together and spread your heels out and then put your toes where your heels are. And that's basically about as wide as your hips as well. Mine are just a little bit less, but either way works pretty well for what we're doing, because we're just getting a good balance. However your alignment feels the most correct for you, then please take that alignment and sit on the edge of your chair. Your back is straight. Now let's get ourselves right in the middle of the chair. Take our right hand and put it on the side of your chair resting. We're going to take our left arm and bring it up. And we're going to, as we bring it up, take a deep breath in and out. Feel that line of energy that's running from the tip of your fingers all the way through your body to the tip of your toes. That's your energy. Now let's go ahead and take and bend our arm over our ear and take a sideward bend. Take a few deep breaths here and really bend with it. Now, here's the trick. It's okay to bend your elbow to get further, but not to just collapse. Watch what happens when you collapse. Here's the difference. Bending, still keeping this very open, this side as well, still very present. All right, here's if you collapse. That's not the same. So come on back up and give it a good try. And then come on back down. Put your left arm on your right hand side. Squiggle around a little so you get the most comfort. Lift up your right arm. Feel the energy. Go ahead and take advantage of it with an inhale and an exhale. And go ahead and bend. Keeping your chest open and your heart free. And opening up that whole side panel. And now you can really feel the energy running all the way, all the way up through here even. So that connection is very solid. So go ahead and feel it. And come on back down. All right. While we're still here, take your hands to the back and bring that chest all the way out and lean back. Put your hands, see, can you see this? There we go. Just another chest opener here. Please, let's go ahead and do it. And come on back front. And here's one more way to do that. Out and in. And as you come in, round your back. Out with your breasts up, or your chest up, and in. And out and in. 2 more. I feel that along the middle back even, so I love this move. And bring your hands back down to center. Take a couple of goddess circles. Make sure your back's still feeling very safe and very centered. Come on back, go the other direction. And come on back to center. Let's work on our shoulders. Big shrugs, maybe 5, 2, keep your breath with you, 3, 4, 5. And take your shoulders and bring them across your body, down to your knees. So left shoulder across to your right leg, right shoulder across to your left leg. And come on back up. Go ahead and round them. Bring them clockwise a little bit. Let's take a few shoulder rolls. And then go the opposite direction. We're just loosening up those shoulders. Okay, come on back to center. Get your position. Raise your left arm. Bring it up, and then bring it down through, your right hand is on your knee. Bring your arm down and through for thread the needle. Take 2 deep breaths here. Release and relax. Come on back up, raise that arm up, and bring it back down here. Now take that again, this time same arm, bring it back up, and bring it down. Lay your shoulder on your knee and your head and your ear on your shoulder. Palm out. Now take the hand from your right knee and move it to your hip and open up your heart. And then come on back up, raise it up, and bring it down. We're going to do one more to complete that cycle. Same arm, bring it up, bring it down, lay it out to the hip, and then snake it up. This one is about taking a couple of breaths with you reaching from the other arm. So take a couple of breaths here, deep and long. And bring it back to the hip and back to the knee and come on back up. Now let's do the same on the other side with the thread the needle. Here we go. Take your right arm, lift it up, just bring it up, and with your left hand on your left knee, bring your right arm down and through, threading that needle. Take a couple of breaths. And come on back up, lift your arm, Thread the needle again. Bringing your arm back, making sure there's no energy blockage through your chest. Go ahead and lay it out. A couple of breaths. Bring your arm back to your knee and come on back up. One more, last time on this side. Bring it through. Lay it down. Lean into it. Hand goes to the hip. Hand snakes up and comes on out. And breathe a couple of breaths here. And bring it back and to the front and come on back up and raise it up and bring it down. Thread the needle. All right. Kind of get even on your chair, rock around a little bit there. Now let's start essentially just activating our legs. And we're just gonna kind of bounce them around a little. And this is just gonna be brief because we're gonna do other things that'll help you. So go ahead and just tap your toes. And then come on back to center. And our first step will be spreading our legs out wide. Let's take a goddess pose. And that means that your toes are pointed out. Sit on the edge of your chair. All right. Bring your hands together in prayer position. Your legs are out. And you're sitting straight. And you begin to feel all through here open up. Okay? Sit here for a good 5 breaths, deep breaths. And lean into it just a little so that you can really feel that opening on your legs. Two more breaths. One more. All right, now drop your hands to your knees. All right, we're bringing our feet back pointing towards the front, but leave your legs open. We're going to do a wide-legged forward bend. Okay, so we've already got our hands here. So let's just take ourselves and take a deep breath, and we're going to hinge at the hips. And we're going to slide our hands down our legs as far as we can go. So forward fold, deep breath in and over, hinging at the hips, sliding our arms down. We're still on the edge of our chair. All right. Now, it's okay if you can make your feet. If you can't, that's okay too. Let your head dangle, but tuck your chin. And then bring your fists to the floor. This is a wide-legged straddle. Now take your left arm and lift it up and turn. This is a twisted straddle. And bring your arm as straight up as you can. Breathe for a couple of breaths. Bring your hand back down and do the other side. Lifting it up. Boy, I'm a lot tighter on this side, I can tell you that. And I'm betting you have one side that's tighter than the other. Bring it up, lift it up. Twisted straddle. Bring your arm back down. Take your hands to your feet. Now, see your neck? Let's make sure it's nice and loose. Tuck your chin. And take 3 breaths from right here. And drop a little lower if you can. And then gently bring yourself back up and come on back to center. Heel toe yourself together works. Okay, let's take our legs and our knees are here. Take our hands on our knees and start just gently opening your legs. And as you do, your feet move to the edges so that we're actually getting an ankle move here that is more side to side, which people don't usually get, but it is a direction that people do move in and oftentimes hurt themselves. So let's just make sure our ankles and our feet can support that type of movement. One more time, and then bring it together. Now, bring your left leg up, set it over your right knee. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take, and I'm gonna open up the hips. So you can do this by putting your left hand underneath your leg and bringing it around and gently swaying it like this. Or you can just take this and bring your hand on your knee and move it this way, right and left. And then bring it back to center and take your heel, and I'm gonna lift mine this way. Take your heel and start drawing just small circles with your heel, small circles. Now go the opposite direction, and we're opening up these hip flexors right here. And then that's enough. You can put that leg down, or instead, bring that leg out and put it in the sling under your fingers. Bring it out. Straighten your leg straight out as if you were going to put your footprint on the wall. All right, then take and move your left leg to the left. It doesn't have to be all the way to the left, but you want to get some movement in there, opening it up. Hold it for 2 more breaths. Bring it back to center. 2 breaths. And bring it over to the other side. Take 2 breaths here. And bring it back to the center. Take 1 deep, deep breath, pressing with the foot. And then let it go. Let your leg go, still supporting it, so that the bottom part of your leg can just relax. Well, your whole leg can relax. You're supporting it. And then bring that gently back down. Bring your right leg up and support the hip. We're going to start opening up the hip again. So whichever way works best for you, there's more than one way to do everything. And yoga is especially, that's true. So let's make sure that we get that hip open. And then we take it and we put the sling under it, bring it straight forward. Few breaths here. One more breath here. And then take your leg and shift it to the side. We're just doing this for strength and endurance. And bring it back to center. And then bring it across. Bring it back to center. And then let it drop. Still holding the upper leg. And just let it relax. And then set that leg on the floor. Pick up your left leg again. Bring it across. Set it on your right knee. And this, we're going to do a figure 4. So what we'll do is we'll raise our arms up. We're going to hinge at the hips with our exhale. Come on down. Bring your hand to the bottom of your foot just to keep your foot active. Come on down and breathe deeply for, say, 3 breaths here. And come down as far as you can. You'll feel it in your glutes and your upper thighs. So let's try that. No pressure on any hands. This is strictly coming as you're hinging at the hips and folding over. Now, take your hands and drop them, remembering to tuck your chin, let go, and just go down and relax as deeply as you can. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And come on back up. Take that foot and gently set it down. Lift your right leg, making sure that your ankle is over your knee. All right. Placing your hands up, come on down. Gently place them here, and come on down. And hinge at the hips. Tucking the chin. And then letting your arms drop. And gently bringing yourself back up and putting your foot on the floor. All right, let's do, okay, what I'd like you to do is take your hands, move them to the back of your chair. We're gonna do some pelvic tilts, and we're gonna take 3 pelvic tilts and then bring ourselves into a bridge. I actually need to make my hands into fists to be able to support myself on this, but let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, and then bring yourself up into a bridge and span your whole body over. Feel your back body supporting your entire front body. And breathe. 1 more breath. And come on back down. Let's see. Look, we haven't done our head yet. Let's make sure our head and our neck is in good shape before we move forward to anything else. Let's take our chin and start creating small circles with our chin. Make them as small as you can make them. Just really, really micro circles. Okay, now go in the opposite direction. How's your neck feeling? Does your neck need a little bit of work? Let's just do a little bit of work on our neck, just in case. So let's begin with shaking our head no. And taking our head and turning it to the right and looking over our shoulder. Hold it there for a deep breath. And bring it back around to center. Taking our neck and our chin and turning it the other direction over our left shoulder. If you're having any issues, breathe into it. And come on back to center. Nod our head. Yes, yes, yes. All right. And then take our head and lift it all the way up. Our chin. Take our eyes and lift them up to the sky. Opening up all the way through here. And then gently bring it back down and tilt your chin to your sternum. And let it relax there for a moment. Releasing the back of the neck. Come on back up. And let's take a couple of circles again, just to make sure our body's all in alignment. Moving from the ribs. All right, let's turn around and go the other way. And let's take our time and stop here with our hands on our knees and do a few cat-cows. So begin in the cat position, which is where you drop your chin and your shoulders all round and you come in. And then breathe out and your chest will raise, your chin raises a little and your eyes look up. Let's just do some of these and make sure that we're opened all the way through our upper body. One more. And then come on back to Tadasana, the mountain position, and settle yourself and feel your strength and feel your connectedness to the earth. And come on back and stand up. All right. Now, in the past, I've shown you the warrior positions and some of the other leg strengtheners sitting down. Today, we're going to do them standing up. And like I said in the beginning, if you want to do them sitting down, that's great too, because they work both ways really well. Okay. First of all, I'd like us to take and put your right foot out front with your left foot just a little bit behind it, facing forward. All right. Now take your hips and move them back. Put your hand on the chair for solidity and just stretch. All you're doing with your hips back is you're opening up this whole back part of your knee and up through your through your thigh and your calf. So feel that opening. Come back to center. Do the other leg. All right, now you don't put it too far in back because you want the support, and you're going to move your hips back and your hands on the chair, and you're opening up this lower part of your leg especially. And in the back of your knees is where I really feel it. And then come on back up with both feet even. Take your left foot and bring it back. All right, now, what we're gonna do here is we're still gonna use the chair for support if you need it, or you can put your hands on your hips or however you wanna do it with your hands. We're gonna bend both knees and come back up. Bend both knees and come back up. We're only gonna do this a few times, but it'll start to activate those knees. One more time. And then let's bring our other foot forward and take the other foot back so that we're switching legs. Stable position. And just bend your knees. One more. And then come on back up and turn around. All right, from the front of your chair, take your heels, line yourself up as if you were going to sit. This is the chair or the awkward pose. And the best way to do this is to keep your feet pretty close together. Bend at the knees like you're reaching down all the way to the floor. Then still bending at the knees. Bring your hands up to your thighs, then to your waist, and then bring them up and out. Chair position, awkward pose. 3 breaths. And then come on back up and do a slight back bend and bring your arms down. All right. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Sorry. Okay. Now let's do let's take our runners. Okay. Let's see here. Come to the front of your chair, hands centered, and step back into a lunge. Take one leg back, take your left leg back, your right leg forward, And gently support yourself on the chair. Your leg is out as straight as it can be, and your chest is high. Hold this pose for just maybe 3 breaths. And then come on back, and let's do the other side. So our toes up, pushing, coming down. This is considered a low lunge if you drop your knee. It feels pretty good too, but I think this one's more effective for stretching our leg. And come on back in, and let's take a couple of downward facing dogs. So, front of our chairs, hands come down to the seats, spread apart, fingers are spread equally, thumb as well, equal pressure on all, and then step back until your feet can remain flat, and your body is perpendicular to the floor. And then take your chin and tuck it, and then take your head and make it even with your shoulders, and then drop your head and your shoulders and lift your rear end. Downward facing dog. One more breath, and then come on up. Extend your body, leave your feet where they are. Let's go into a plank. This is my version of a plank. I'm not sure how it rates with other books, but I think this gives us that long, equal stretch throughout our whole body. And we're putting our chest over our hands, we're looking forward, and we're breathing. And then come on back down into a downward facing dog, and take and spread your legs. And this is going to be a wide downward fail. Well, come on down, drop them down. You can go lower on this one now. Feel how this feels. And breathe deeply. Come on back up. Bring your feet back together. We're going to do one more plank. Here we are, back into our plank. And this is our front body supporting our entire back body. So any way you look at it, we can count on ourselves if we build our muscles and our strength and our toning to really be there for our own body. Lift back up. One more downward facing dog. This time pedal your feet. And come on back. Walk your feet forward. And come to the side of your chair. Now, let's begin with Warrior One. On the right-hand side of your chair, bring both feet to the front. All right. Now step back with your left foot, and put your feet, pretty much line them up. Can you see how this is? I'm pretty much lining my feet up, and then I'm walking this out a little ways. These toes are pointed just a little off to the side. All right, this is a front facing position, so here we are. The strength of this leg pushes this leg and bends it. Get your balance. Bring your hands to your hips if you can. Now, if you don't have the stability yet, you will. Go ahead and take your fingers and place it on the chair and raise your arm, looking up at it, bringing yourself all the way back and up. Now, if you have the stability, go ahead and raise your arm and hold that for just a breath or two. This is one of the hardest poses for me because you're pushing and you're stretching at the same time. So, okay, here I am, warrior one. All right, now come on back down. This is called the humble warrior. You bring your hands back to the back. Okay, I'm going to do this from the side just so you can see it. Bring your hands to the back. You can touch this easily, just to stabilize yourself. And then come on back up, bring your feet together, take a star position. Now in this case, your feet are going to be in this way. I'm sorry all these directions keep changing, but I hope you're following me. I'm just trying to give you the best angle. Take your front foot and turn it out. Your back foot still stays like in the star position. Now, move your front foot up a little bit. Your heels should be aligned with your back heel. This is a side position. We're leaning with our knees over our second two toes. And raise your arms, bring them out, and look out over your forward-facing hand. In this case, it's probably your right hand. You can touch the chair for balance, or you can try it without. If the arms confuse you, bring your hands back down to your waist. Look out over your hands if you can. And then this is the reverse warrior. Coming back up, the left hand goes down the left leg, right arm comes up and over, you look under your armpit, reverse warrior. And come on back down, right angle. Bring your arm to your knee, this hand is out, and if you need to resituate your feet just a little, that's okay too. Sometimes things get slippery. That's why we use mats. Okay, then you're going to raise this arm up. And bring it back down, let it bring you up, back into a warrior two. Drop your arms. Turn back around, and let's do the other side. It just helps me tremendously to step from one side of the chair to the other to do this. So feet are in the front. Step back with the leg closest to the chair. In this case, it's my right leg. All right. Make sure your toes are pointing just a little bit of an angle. Your back foot. Your front foot is pointing straight ahead. Bend your knee to go out over your toes. Forward facing position. Raise your arms. And lean back and look up with your hands together. Again, you can touch this, touch the chair. One-armed works as well. Feel the position and the energy it shifts. Now take yourself, bring yourself back down, humble warrior, over your knee. Bowing is essentially the pose. Come back up, turn yourself to the side, to the star position, arms out, feet facing together this way. All right, now With your arms still out, turn your left foot to the front of the room. And then, all right, you might have to scoot it out a little more. Leave your back foot the way it is. All right, now, scooting it out so that when you bend that knee, it comes over the two toes. And it's a side position. And your arms are out. And you look out over your front foot, over your hand. And breathe. Raise it up. Reverse warrior. Bring it down to side angle. Knee is still bent. Snake your arm up and either put it on this chair or raise it up. And look at it. Bring that back down. Out to the star. Heel toe yourself back together and give yourself a break. All right. Come on back to the front. Wiggle yourself out a little. If you want to do it sitting down, wiggle yourself out a little. Let's make sure we feel release. All right. That's about all I have time for in terms of positions. But each week I'll add a couple new things. But before we go into our relaxation, let's take our feet, one foot, take the left foot. And what I'd like us to do is to just start going around the foot, touching the floor. What we're doing is we're just opening up that ankle a little bit more. Do the left foot, come around. Now go back in the opposite direction. Same foot. One more time. And relax on that. Bring your other foot. Let's do the same thing. Hitting it as much of the perimeter of our feet as we can. We smooth our ankles in ways that are round and circular, but they're not, it's a way I don't get any other way than doing this particular stretch. Come on back to center. Let's take one forward fold, and let's do that by rolling down. So tuck your chin and roll each vertebrae of your body down, keeping your head and your shoulders even, and come down and relax. Take a couple of deep breaths. Come on halfway up, make your back straight. Take a breath here, and then drop back down again. And roll back up. And let's just take a few deep breaths. Say, I don't know, however many it's going to take you, 3 to 5 breaths, and settle right in. We're going to go right into our relaxation Shavasana meditation pose. And how I'd like to do that is for us to take a few really deep breaths. And if you can, make a sound as you're releasing. And then let that go and breathe like yourself, breathe like your normal self, and start relaxing all the way through. So let's go for it. Go ahead and close your eyes. And start to relax. Let your breath take you away and ground you in your body. Release your shoulders. Let your hips relax. And gently begin to deepen your breath. And as you expand, see if some of your body wants to make small little movements. Maybe start moving your fingers and your toes, and your ankles, and your wrists. And maybe start swaying your body back and forth a little, coming back into it. What do you need? Is there anything else you need? Give it to yourself. Do you need to lift your leg out and let it go? And bring it down and out and let it go. Bring it in and bring it in and bring it down. Keeping your eyes closed for one more moment, please join me in the sound of one Om after one deep breath. And let's do it together. Begin now. One deep breath. Now bring your hands together, bow your head gently, and all I really want to say today is please honor and value the voices you hear from within and let them guide you throughout your life, especially when it comes to your own body. Please remember to keep yourself safe and to bring kindness to others. Namaste. Thanks for coming.